Walking home late at night, maybe 2:30. A little drunk, but I'm alright. Cause I've been hanging with you, and it feels like love. Tell me if I'm wrong, cause it feels like love. Yeah, it feels like love. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't know what you do, but you make me feel fine. And you can't deny we are not just killing time. You should let me know if you want this true. Baby, you just make me feel crazy. A little crazy for you. Hey. I think about you and I want you here with me. Am I out of my mind? Or is this how it should be? You made me sing about love. So just tell me if I'm wrong, but it feels like love. Yeah, it feels like love. Yeah. Don't know what you do, but you make me feel fine. And you can't deny we are not just killing time. You should let me know if you want this true. Baby, you just make me feel crazy. A little crazy for you. A little crazy for you.
Welcome to Recovering Addict. How's everybody today?
Hello, I don't have a mic.
She doesn't have her microphone. She's not ready.
Oh, hello, everybody.
Welcome. Hi, Mommy. Alicia, how you? Welcome to the family. We love you. Jeff, we saw that you were just hanging out in the background. Totally acknowledge that. Just going to listen because you need the strength, experience, and hope. So please text me in the chat. We see you, Jeff, and we will let you know. We're glad you're here. Glad this is kind of set up as a podcast, so you can just put your phone down and listen to it if you want to. It's kind of the idea behind it. Oh, poor Holly. Don't be upset, Holly. We love you.
We do love you, Holly.
Good. That's what we need to do. We got to own it and move on. Aaron! I would say reach out to her, Aaron, for shizzle. What's up, Bill? Oh, I got a cool comment from Bill. I meant to load it because I loved what he said. But,
I don't think that group wants you anymore. It's gone.
Really? They booted us?
Yeah.
That sucks.
No more watch party.
Sure?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, whatever. So if you're on Facebook and you're watching this, thank you. But hit that little button and start a watch party, and then you can actually moderate the comments in that watch party and see if there's anybody in there that needs to be helped out and stuff like that. Bird, what's going on? Someone beat you to it. The t-shirt department on your wife wearing the street. I know, dude. What's up with that?
Look at the cool sleeve and 1987. Woo-hoo.
I got troll life going on.
I tried to get him a matching one, but they didn't have extra large. It was like the boy version.
Yep. Well, I'm going to start this off with the 12 steps. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over the care of God as we understood him. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. Continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. I was in my home group AA meeting today, and it was awesome. There's like 38 people in this meeting. It was huge. And the other cool thing is the IOP that I went to, all those people were in the group as well. And they were all individually on their phone in group. It was fun. They were in group therapy. They all had their masks on, and they were in there battling and fighting for sobriety and learning what it is really mean to get sober. And I was so proud. And it's so nice to see all their faces, and just haven't seen them for a while. It's really nice. Really nice to see them. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Good evening. How are you doing today? Holly thinks we don't want to hear the fact that she fails, but you fail, we fail, we've all failed. Every one of us has failed. We all do it. We all fail. Street Fighter rules. And the Troll 2 What does it do? Yeah, she bought it. That's why I'm wearing it.
Troll life.
I wouldn't have picked this shirt, honestly.
I like it.
Mark, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Marilyn, good evening. How are you doing tonight? How is everybody doing this lovely Friday night evening? Lovely Friday night evening. I'm clean today, though I will get back to the basics. I had a friend come do 12-step call for me. I harmed myself and some others, but I said the serenity prayer before all this. Good. Yeah, we were praying. Linky came over here and had a little prayer with us right before this. And we usually try to pray every time right before we go live, just to ask for the guidance and strength and the right words to come out, and that the right person pop on at the right time to hear what they need to hear to continue and carry on and stay sober. You know, it's tough. It's not easy to stay sober. I hate it. I talked myself into a relapse, and that wasn't the first time. It was just the last lapse that I did. I talked myself into relapse 100 times over and over and over. How many times have you guys failed before you finally got recovery under your skin? And now, knowing that, how terrified are you of relapse in the future? So you work your program even harder, knowing how easy it is to fall backwards. And that would be me. 100%. Let's zoom. I saw that exact comment on James's channel. That's awesome. They see me trolling. Tomorrow we're going to get a zoom every chance we get. That's awesome. I don't think it's failing, Holly. It's a slip, but like my relapse, it's part of my story. Absolutely. Jeff, did you just recently relapse, or tonight you relapsed? Or let us know a little bit about your relapse, brother. Countless. Yeah. Yep. All right. Coronavirus update. 502,513 in the United States. 28,706 have recovered. 18,679 have perished. Worldwide, that's the United States. Worldwide, it's at 1,694,954. 376,102 have recovered, and 1,002,607 have perished. In Utah, 1,976 confirmed and 13 deaths, but there's no numbers on recovery. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens here in Utah. And if you guys noticed, that mountain behind me is the same mountain that's been on before. That's Ben Lomond right there. That's Ben Lomond Peak. But now we are clear south. This is 25th Street right here that we're standing on. And that is facing Ben Lomond. And Fleece and I live about right there in these foothills. So if you drive around, if you come to Utah and you end up on this street, drive towards that mountain, drive around in here honking your horn, and we'll come outside and find you. Right in there somewhere. That'd be cool to see y'all. Holly says, I'll tell you I love you guys today. I failed, but why can't we listen to those who fail? We will only learn from it. We understand what failure is. We understand what it is, but sometimes when we're in the midst of that failure, it's a trigger for others who are not. And triggering others is kind of something we got to be cautious of too. Raised hand. It's been a good Friday. I sent your link to some others here in Haven House in Oxford, Mississippi. Awesome. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Appreciate that. I hope they get to see it and get the hope and strength that we all need, that we're all suffering through this stinking thing called addiction, that we're all trying to stay sober, because that is the hard part, staying sober. And it's easier to stay sober than it is to get sober. Appreciate that, Brian. If you're watching on Facebook, start a watch party, and then other people can watch as well, and you can comment. You can actually moderate those comments right in there and answer questions if they have any questions, and you can kind of be like a third party to what's going on here as we spread it out and get to know other people who are struggling. That's a way that you could actually reach out and actually communicate with anybody that might be struggling. I think it's just right on the bottom. It says start a watch party. You start it. And you can actually choose a group if you have a group to start it in. And then you can moderate those comments. That would be really cool. I can't count how many times until I finally surrendered it happened to get that. Yeah, you have to surrender. It's the same circle. It's the same cycle. It's the same thoughts, the same. And it's funny how much alike we all are at that point in the midst of it, how much we are exactly the same, that we suffered exactly the same. And until each one of us have surrendered, and whatever that surrender looks like, it's when you finally admit that you're powerless over alcohol or drugs and that your life is unmanageable at that point. And until you surrender, then you have to surrender and you have to admit it. Last night I chose it, but quickly called people today so people knew where I was at. Well, Jeff, we understand the battle you're in. That's what we go through this book right here for, called Staying Sober by Terrence Gorski, is to help with relapse. We learn the tools of what's getting us to go down that, because we learned from that book, it's like walking up a down escalator, and as soon as we stop, that's when relapse happens. And when you hit the bottom is when you actually start drinking or using drugs. So try to take this, Jeff, and learn from it, because our past is our best teacher. Try to look and see where your mind started to shift and talk you into, or made it easy for you to justify what you wanted to do when you decided to use. But good on you for reaching out to people quickly so they know where you're at. And I would suggest going to AA Zoom meetings. You're tuning in here, and you got strength and hope coming from us. And know that we are here for you, brother. We love you, Holly. We're here for you, Body by Cassie. Because the mountain looks different from all the others.
This one does look different. If you look closely, there's a happy face. I don't know where it's right there.
Yeah. Message me off of this. Okay. Happy Friday, everyone. Cassie. There's Cassie right there. That's Cassie's channel, Body by Cassie. Everybody say what's up. Probably there's a lot of you YouTube videos on relapse and staying sober. Absolutely. I imagine there's a ton. If you guys haven't been to Sober James's channel, his is on 1 hour for right before this one. And we've been going on it this is our 26th episode in a row. He's been doing the same thing. So right before this show at 7, he's on here. And he does a lot of stuff about relapse. He knows a thing or two about a thing or two. Yep, Murd. Thank you, Murd. It says in the NA basic text, sometimes a relapse is the jarring experience for more rigorous application of the program. I can attest to that. If you look at my key tags here, Jeff, I'm sure you've seen and heard me talk about this before, but it goes orange or white, orange, because right here was 47 days. And I relapsed, and I only took 3 shots of whiskey. I didn't get drunk or anything like that. Went back to my home group, my IOP that I was in, confessed, told them what I did. And right there, something happened, and it triggered and jarred me, just like you're saying, into the decision to surrender and embrace recovery and change the way my life was and change the way that I was thinking. Because by going down the road of doing what I've always done had only gotten me to where I had been. So it was time to change and do things a completely different way. Listen to the people that I never listened to before, and to put into action. That's what I loved about my group. It's called Action Recovery, and put into action recovery. And you have to take those steps. Gotta do it, man. It says the NA basic text, sometimes a relapse is the jarring experience. Oh, I already read that. I did read that. Oh, thank you. Yep, we live right there. So if you want to come over, just go right towards that mountain, drive around in these foothills, honking your horn, and we will definitely come out. You're welcome, James. Welcome to the family. What up, Cody? Glad you're here. How you doing? How you doing since you shot all those beers up? How's life been? Tell us maybe the hardest thing you've struggled with, and we can Maybe we can talk about it. I said that about the mountain because I'm looking out my window at Wasatch Mountains, and that's what they look like. Yet we are on the same line, aren't we? That's awesome. Beautiful Utah mountains, man. That's like what is that? 7,000 feet? Google that real quick. I think it's up there. I think James Peak is just a little bit. Hey, James, there's a mountain right out my back door named after you. But if you go over this mountain to the north, there's a mountain called James Peak, and it's the highest mountain out here in the valley. And I think Ben Lomond right here is next to it. It's somewhere 68,000 feet.
Ben Lomond?
Yeah.
That's Scotland. Hold on. Let's go to Utah.
Above water level. All right, here's the AA
9,000.
Oh, 9,711. Whoa, I was way off.
Yeah, 9,000.
So that peak is at 9,711 feet above sea level. So you can imagine the air is really thin around here. It's really thin around here.
Real fun to jog in.
Yeah. I remember the first time I went out east and I ran up about 4 flights of stairs. Oh, no. I lived out east in Michigan, and I ran across this field, and I never lost my breath. It was so weird. After living in Utah my whole life and then going out to that thick air, I could run forever and not get winded. And then I lived out there for 5 years and came back to Utah, ran up a flight of stairs and thought I was breathing through a straw. I about passed out. It was crazy. That's why people come to these higher elevations to train when they're running and exercising and stuff for the Olympics. All right, April 10th, the AA thought of the day. When I came to AA, I came into a new world, a sober world, a world of sobriety, peace, and serenity and happiness. But I know that if I take just one drink, I'll go right back to that old world, the alcoholic world, the world of drunkenness, conflict, and misery. The alcohol world is not a pleasant place for an alcoholic to live in. Looking at the world through the bottom of a whiskey glass is no fun after you've become an alcoholic. Do I want to go back to that alcoholic world? Meditation of the day. Pride stands sentinel. Pride stands sentinel at the door of the heart and shuts out the love of God. God can only dwell with the humble and the obedient. Obedience to God's will is the key, unlocking the door to God's kingdom. You cannot obey God to the best of your ability without in time realizing God's love and responding to that love. The rough stone steps of obedience lead to where the mosaic floor of love and joy is laid. Where God's Spirit is, there's your home. There's a heaven for you. And the prayer of the day is, I pray that God may make his home in the humble and obedient heart. I pray that I may obey his guidance to the best of my ability. Amen. I pray the same prayer.
Amen.
Or man. Oh, I'll be there shortly. Yes. Can't wait to see you, brother.
Brother.
A week sober. Only complaint so far is not being able to sleep well. Cody, I think that lasted a while for me, and I still go back and forth. Every once in a while, I'll catch a good night of sleep, and then it's back to I'll like doze off, fall asleep, and then all of a sudden, boom, I wake up and I'm wide awake for a couple hours. And it's just, we got what we did to us. There's consequences, and we got to fight those consequences. Oh, dude, the hiking around here is amazing, James. Amazing. You can actually, up to this peak, you can drive up to here. We used to take our Razor up there, and you can look over this whole valley. It's really cool. Stick with it, Cody. Amen. Yeah, it only gets easier the longer you go, even though it doesn't ever get truly easy, but it gets easier. I had a reservation that if my mother died, I need to get out of the problem and into the solution. I got super support, and guys are now the newest support. Awesome. Good.
Glad you're here,
Your head's
Jeffrey.
in the right place, brother. You got this, Cody. We keep up the good work. Try downloading the meditation app with these cool sounds that help you fall asleep. Oh, maybe I should try that.
Yeah, it's probably better than TV
Documentaries.
and documentaries.
I always throw on a boring documentary, and then I end up interested in it, so I can't look away.
Yeah.
I'm up all night.
Never works out.
Yeah. Everybody give us a thumbs up. That would be great. Yeah. If you guys want to help, just remember, like and subscribe and share these videos, and that will be awesome. I plan to go to an AA meeting this weekend and hopefully NA tomorrow night. Good. Yeah. Just go in there and just listen. Listen to the strength and hope and the struggles. And it's a place where you know you're not alone, and people are struggling just to stay sober just like you. Some fail, some don't, some win, some lose, but that's why we're there, just to help each other out. I am a child of God. Oh, thanks, Jim. His will be done. Amen. That's a good place to have your mind right there,
Jim.
Let his will be done. Jim. That's funny. But sexy Cassie. Ooh la la. I wonder if she sells underwear or something.
Something for the Bodie by Cassie.
We got mountains too, by the way, but they're not Utah mountains, Jeff. Okay?
Yeah, it's not the same.
Did the Olympics come to your town and go skiing? They did mine, not yours. Okay. If you follow this mountain ridge around this way, and it comes around and goes south down that way, yeah, the Olympics were right there, right there.
And I bet yours doesn't look like a happy face.
Nobody sees the happy face. Okay, get over it.
It's there. Oh my gosh, this is hard. I'm going to point to it.
Hi, Mom. Thanks for the thumbs up.
Eyeball.
We are all pulling for you, Cody. Yes,
Eyeball.
we are, Cody. You're in our prayers. Holly's
Mouth.
in our prayers. Veronica's in our prayers. Jeffrey, you are in our prayers. We all know what it's like. We've all been to the 24-hour chip. We've all held this in our hand. I remember the very first time I went to an AA meeting. I knew I had a drinking problem. Didn't realize what being an addict or an alcoholic was yet. And I was like, well, people go to AA when they're drink as much as I do, so I guess I better go to one of those things. And I sat in this group at the bottom of this church down the street, and I was just kind of weirded out. And I was just like, well, these people look like and act like me. I've been here before as far as group settings. Sitting there, and anybody been sober for a day? And I was like, well, me, kind of. And they gave me the 24-hour coin. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then the guy next to me is like, hey, pass that around and get some love on it. I was like, what? So pass it around and get some love on it. I was like, ugh.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus. And then they passed it around. It came back to me all hot. And I was like, whoa. All right, cool. We left there to the liquor store, got drunk, and never turned back for months and months. That was my very first AA meeting. It was kind of cool listening to people talk, but I didn't get it. I didn't get what was going on. I should have not drank. I should have not drank and went to another meeting is what I should have done. Like James always says, don't drink, go to meetings. I should have not drank that night, and the next day went to another meeting, and then not drink that night, and then the next day go to a meeting and get involved around people who are completely on track for sobriety, and that's it. Or go back to the bottle like I did and end up having to go to detox because you drink too much. You kill yourself. Chew on that meditation thing, he says. Yeah, I'll stay sober until I retire. Insanity. I see where your mind is, brother. Like and share and subscribe. Thank you, Murd.
Go up to.
Up to right here?
Nope, down one.
Down one? Actually, we are famous for earlier settlers vanishing. Really? I would like to...
Scary.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Maybe throw a link in the description or shoot me another message. I would like to... It's out in Virginia. Oh, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, Virginia, huh? Awesome. Hey, Bob. How the heck are you? We've been freaking talking about you on every channel.
We'll find another one.
We're on James's channel. Like, anybody seen Bob? And then they come to my channel. Anybody seen
Let's see
Bob?
if you can find one.
Everybody? Bob is in the house.
Hi, Bob. Oh, welcome back, Bob. Sure did miss you.
What?
Did you have a lot of Linky bracelets?
Linky's pretty upset because his medical ID bracelet broke
Oh,
today.
dang it. No, I don't know where they're at, bud.
Millie.
What?
Nice job. Break it.
I'll be getting that this weekend. Awesome, brother.
Don't worry
Get
about
it.
that. We'll work
I'm
on
bummed out because I hit my 6 months and I don't have my key tag. I'm more of a fan of these key tags than I am of the coins, though. The coins end up in my drawer on my shelf and then they disappear, but my key tags, man, they stay right here. You are funny, Silver. He is funny, Cassie. You got to go to his channel and watch him. He's hilarious. He's so funny it made his sister freak out one time.
Is it too soon? Too soon?
Too
Too
soon?
soon, James?
All newcomers, take it one day at a time and come back. Do what we do if you want what we have. Amen. All right, guys. With that, we're going to end the show.
Nice to see you tonight. Goodbye.
That's it. That's true. One day at a time. And if you want what we have, do what we do. And we're not saying that out of arrogance. Want what we have and do what we do, because we are looking to somebody else who has what we want, and we're doing what they do. And that person's doing the same thing. Well, he wants what that guy has, and he's doing what that guy does. It's almost a pyramid thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Bob, we are glad you're back. How's the addicts in the house, Bob? Give them all a hug for me. Oh, thank you, bro. Yeah, I would have 8 months under my belt, but I relapsed and I drank. Mama!
Hello, Mama.
I joined late. I was looking at comments. Holly fell off the wagon and got drunk. I know.
Yeah, she did.
If you guys can reach out and give her some love, she's sad.
We're sorry, Holly.
We all know where she's at. We all know what we would do if we were in that position, what we would say, you know.
But we have to have boundaries.
Yeah.
Hey, Angela.
I'm not here. I want you to miss me. That's awesome. Yeah. I always tell people at work that I'm like, you realize if you take a week off and nobody missed you, you don't do crap around here.
You're not important.
You are not important. And they look at me like, oh, I can be a prick at work. There's no doubt about that. Because I said that nicely on the camera. You should hear the way I really say it. And there's only about 3 people at work who I've actually seen take a week or 2 off, and their presence is like, oh crap, stuff's not getting done. The rest of the people, I don't even know if nobody's needed. I'm not needed there. I leave for a couple weeks and then I come back and they regret having me walk in the door like, dang it, LT's back. Had almost 9 months before, so no shame in a relapse. Only shame is not making it back to the rooms. Yeah, don't.
That's true.
If you fall down, pick yourself up. Pick yourself up before it goes way too far. Thank you for the reminder. Wash your hands, everybody. And take your shoes off when you get in the house. That's your advice. Take it if you want it. Yeah, it sucks. I definitely know the feeling of what Holly's going through. I do too, Murd. We've all been there. And before I actually got into recovery and that stuff, the relapses were even worse. Because one relapse, I think I made it 7. I think I was talking about this yesterday, but I made it 7 days. A whole 7 days, and I was so proud of myself. And then it seems like each time you fall off the wagon and you relapse, you hit it deeper and harder because the guilt and shame is worse. So you try to bury it further, and it's just a stinking compounding cycle. We are praying, absolutely. There's a tragic story in one of the BB editions about a guy that stayed sober until he retired, Jeffrey. He was dead in 3 months after retirement. James, thanks for saying that. You are absolutely right. Well, I must have said something 15 seconds ago that was awesome.
Her brain exploded.
James figured it out on his channel. He has a 15-second delay. And what did we figure out our delay was? Like 11?
It depends, because if Merc does it, it's like 0 seconds.
Merc's the only one that doesn't have delay on his channel. I said, when you hit the button C, boom, it was on my channel. Bam, there it was. We did the exact same thing you did, James. It's a learning experience. Everybody recovers differently at different times. You're right. Always glad to be here. That is all we ever get out of him. Amen. Glad to be here. I'm glad you're here too, man. Hope she comes back and encourage. Yeah, I do too. I really do. Tomorrow, you know how it is. You drink and you say stuff. You won't really remember too much of it tomorrow, but you'll know enough to where it feels yucky. And so, I'm just trying to shield from that so tomorrow's not too much of an internal hassle on yourself. Because I hated it. Every morning I'd wake up and ask my kids, who was I a prick to? Who do I need to apologize to? And then I would start going through my phone and look at some of the texts that I had sent out. And I'm like, oh, jeez. What a jerk. 20 seconds. Oh, it was 20 seconds on yours? I think we had 15 or 11. I can't remember. We had some pretty. I was
so blown away by Merc, I didn't even count.
Oh, Merc cheated. He totally cheated. Oh. Hey, Danielle. Nice to
Hi,
see you.
Danielle.
Welcome. Glad you're here. You guys make me laugh. That's why I come here, for hope and strength and more experience. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Amen. Doing something different is the solution. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
You keep doing. What did we read yesterday? Oh, I'm going to look that up because it says doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is insanity. No, doing the same thing over and over and over and continuing having the same results, and that's what the addiction brings, is insanity. And that's why we have to have a higher power restore us to sanity, because what we're doing is insanity. Why do we love stuff that's destructive and poisonous? There was a guy that shared in our Zoom meeting and talked about coping, coming home and numbing the pain, coming home and letting loose or whatever. He goes, why do we have to use a poison to, what is it called? Disperse. Something about just something to cope, with the day, to calm down. Why do we have to put poison in our body to calm down? Why do we have to, why do we have to do that? Why can't we read a book? Why can't we go on a walk? Why can't we just relax and meditate? Why do we have to put poison in our body to do that? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, no. All right, chapter 7. Let's get back into this book, yo. All right, so what did we go through on this one? We went through warning sign identification, and all 37 warning signs are in that Facebook group. Go in there, read them and apply them to your life. Write down how they apply to you. Think about them, chew on them, so when relapses start to happen, you can catch it before it happens. Warning sign management. We talked about you must have a concrete plan for preventing and stopping warning signs. Inventory training. You must have inventory twice a day so that you can notice the first signs of trouble and correct the problems before they get out of control. And I think we are on number 7, review of the recovery program. I must review my current recovery program to be sure there is help in coping with my warning signs. So review the recovery program. Recovery and relapse are opposite sides of the same coin. If you are not in the process of recovering, you are in the danger of relapse. A good recovery program is necessary to prevent relapse. Has your previous recovery program been working for you? And then how can it be improved? You must learn to challenge yourself to day-to-day living, in your day-to-day living. If you're not challenging yourself in your recovery, in your day-to-day living, it's likely you're going to start slipping back into that relapse. And that's where we don't want to be. Are you acknowledging your addiction and managing your symptoms? Are you attending to your overall health and needs? Are you doing everything necessary to recover? Develop a new recovery program based on what has worked for you and what has not worked for you in the past. Be sure there is something in your recovery program to help you cope with every problem, symptom, or warning sign you identify. That's good. You're taking that inventory, you're understanding how your program is working. You look through the day and you go, oh, this worked really well and this did not work. So you take that, what did work really well, and you apply that to the next day. And you do that every day. And everything you see that starts working really well for you, collect those in a bag and put them in your toolbox and lean on them and continue to do those. And the things that aren't working that good, push them to the side. Work on what works in your program. And then number 8, involvement of others. I must ask others to help me stay sober by telling them about my warning signs and asking for feedback if they see any signs develop. Do you guys have a circle of recovery group friends that you are connected to, either through Zoom or text or right here with us? You could let us know. Like, where's Bob? Where the heck has Bob been? No, we're good on Bob.
What about Bob?
What about Bob? How could we help you on the Facebook page? Is there something there that we could watch for on warning signs? Hey, say what's up to Rob.
I was letting you read before we got to him.
What's up, Rob?
Hi, Rob.
Welcome. I'm glad you're here, brother. Really glad you're here. All right, so involvement of significant others. You cannot recover in isolation. You can't do this by yourself. Why do you think I'm always saying we recover better together? Total recovery involves the help and support of a variety of people. You need others for successful relapse prevention plan. The relapse process is often totally unconscious process. Despite daily inventory, you may not be able to see what is happening. That is why it is important in involving other people in your relapse prevention plan. Family members, co-workers, fellow AA members can be extremely helpful in helping recognize warning signs while it is still possible to do something about them. So this guy right here on the screen, Robert Grayson, I work with him, and he is one of my only very, very few, I think probably the most trusted friend I have at work. And if I'm feeling it and I'm in my funk, I'll go and tell Rob, and he always has the right thing to say of why we're there, the true reason we're at work, and he helps me get through a day. So I rely on him at work for my relapse prevention. I rely on Felice here. I rely on my home group that I was in Zoom with and other people in the text, you guys in the comments. I rely on my Facebook page. It's you have to set up a plan. You have to get your support group, because we recover better together.
Yes.
In order for others to help you, they must know about your relapse warning signs and care about you enough to be willing to tell you when they see these warning signs. Have somebody that's going to be blunt with you. You guys need a Merc in your life. I bet you Merc is a great guy to have in your life.
Bob is
probably a real good guy to have in your life too. Absolutely. I know Sober James would be too.
Murd.
For sure, Murd. Yeah.
A lot of you. There's a lot of you out there. Yeah,
solids. Bunch of solids. You must be willing to talk with these people on a regular basis. You notice the word willing there? You must be willing to talk to these people on a regular basis so that they will notice when something is going wrong. You must also be willing to listen and act on what they say. So when somebody has a little bit more sobriety time than you, listen to what they're telling you. They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two. Isn't that a commercial? That's one of those intros. We know a thing or two.
I feel like it's State Farm or something.
Yeah, that's a great commercial. See how good marketing is? So
gotcha.
Select significant individuals in your life to become involved in relapse prevention. They can be your immediate family members, a supportive employer, close friends, an AA sponsor, or AA friends. Oh, speaking of sponsors, we went through yesterday the importance of sponsors. If you are all here, awesome. But there's kind of a caveat, because tomorrow night my sponsor is coming on. His name's Dale. And so please tune in tomorrow night to hear from this guy. He's got 14 years of sobriety. He's got an amazing story, and he's my sponsor. And I feel so lucky to know the guy, but he will be on tomorrow night at 8:00. Make a list of all the people with whom you have daily contact. Select from that list those people you think would be important in helping you stay sober and avoid relapse. These people will form your intervention network. Yeah, these people will form your intervention network. Determine how each person has interacted with you in the past when you have shown symptoms of relapse. Has it been helpful to your sobriety? What could they have done that would be more helpful to your recovery? Now determine what you would like each of these people to do the next time symptoms of relapse are recognized. Bring these people in your life together for a meeting, explain to them a list of your personal warning signs, and form a contract with each support person as to what he or she will do when the relapse symptoms are recognized and what they will do if you begin using. What do you want them to do, and what are they willing to do if your denial is reactivated and you become unable to recognize there is a problem? Your denial being reactivated, is that possible after recovery? So let me get this straight. You're in constant denial as an addict. Your problem is never as bad as it seems, or it's not your problem at all. It's somebody else's problem, and you can't see it. You know how it is. You've been there. But now you're clean, you're sober, you're in recovery, you're doing good, you're doing the 12 steps, and all of a sudden these blinders, say you roll up the blinds on your eyes, and all of a sudden they can fall bloop, right back down and cover you and blind you again. What do you guys think about that? What do you do? What do you want them to do, and what are they willing to do for you if your denial is reactivated and you become unable to recognize there is a problem? Wow, that's awesome. You and your intervention network should rehearse or role play a situation when you might be at your worst. That's a good idea. Role play a situation where you are showing warning signs and then deny these symptoms. Allow them to rehearse what they will do to help you interrupt your relapse syndrome. Allow the intervention network to participate in your recovery. Encourage them to support your recovery program and refuse to support your relapse warning symptoms. Remember, too, that the members of your family are also recovering. Yeah, that's why we are here. Because of what I did, what I drug them through for 5 years of alcoholism. It's not just me in recovery. They're in recovery, too. And there's things that I do that trigger them and vice versa. What?
Captain A couldn't make it, but I wore this to represent him.
Oh, that's very nice.
Captain Anonymous couldn't make it today, but Linky wore this as representation of his buddy. He's probably out there.
They were just asking about Captain Anonymous.
Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just.
Well, there you go.
He said he has work to do on another planet.
Another planet?
Yeah.
There's alcoholics on other planets?
Yeah.
Wow. That's good to know.
Martians make alcohol too.
Martians make alcohol too? That's crazy.
Yeah, who do you think made whiskey?
Wiki. Where are we at?
It was just there, but you stole it from me. We can start.
Sponsorship is
We can
such
start there.
nonsense. I think my brain was wired in China. Well, it ain't going to last long, Brian.
And then there was lots of stuff for Erin because she needs a new black key tag.
Oh.
And then
We're
we
actually meeting around today. I need another black key tag, but I will get one on our meeting. I know I need a key tag too. I need the 6-month one, man.
we said hi to
I'm gonna
Rob.
just order one on Amazon and present it to myself.
Liz, hello,
Oh, he gave us
Liz.
a thumbs up. That's cool. Hey, Liz.
Glad you're here.
Welcome.
Congrats to
If you're on Facebook,
Erin.
you
Welcome,
can start a watch
Rob.
party and share this video out to other people, and the people that start commenting on that, you can actually moderate those comments.
See, it's Friday.
Since it's Friday, where's Captain? Well, he just told us.
You have the answer now.
Right. Oh. Always reach out to the newcomer, no matter how much time you have. It is not the quantity.
Look.
It is the quality of sobriety.
Brian knew you were working.
Whoa, we are that far behind in comments.
No, they're well, yeah, but
Wow, these
it
comments
was
are
about
flying, man.
it was about backpacks. Oh, yes, we do recover better together.
Yeah, we recovered better together. Me and
Jeffrey's-
Sober James got a funny video out there at the end of it. He says his tagline, I say my tagline. He says his tagline, I say mine, and it's pretty funny. Y'all should go check it out. It's on his channel. I think it's in his community tab and on his one of his playlists. And it's in there. Just dig around.
I agree with you there, Shauna.
What?
Perhaps there's a
Perhaps
better
there's a better
way.
way. Oh, go
Trusting
ahead.
God and infinite God. We can play the role He assigns us. He would humbly have us rely on Him and match calamity with serenity. Brian, that's right. Captain Anonymous is making sure everyone's having a sober Friday.
You know what my favorite day is?
Alicia called her sponsor. Go ahead, Linky.
Good job.
My favorite day is Sober Sunday.
Sober Sunday.
Yeah. Jeffrey's excited for sponsor speaker meeting.
Awesome. Yeah. So this is what I told him too. So make sure you guys are here tomorrow and you have questions. I'm just going to do what I do and pull him on here. I'll throw him on the screen. I'll let him have his speech and stuff like that. And then we'll open it up to questions. You guys can throw questions. I'll throw them in front of him and he can sit and answer. And I'm sure I'll probably come up and ask.
Oh, Shauna, I do have
well.
your birthday. We'll have to remember.
5/11/2020. Are we even there yet? So you're planning on quitting in May? She's planning on quitting May 11th.
What? What are you reading?
5/11/2020.
She's coming up on her 2 years of sober.
Oh, I thought she was telling you her birthday. I guess I should read the comments more. See, that's my head. I don't even read stuff all the way through. I just
Mom, Megan stole my hot dog.
decide what it says.
Mom, Megan stole it.
Have to
Well,
stay plugged
that's
in.
what you get for
if you're
holding it
not
down
plugged
here
in,
where she
you're
can get it.
Unplugged, and that's not bad. Bob likes your
This is
shit.
yummy.
Yeah, see, we're not too far behind. There's only a couple more.
I'm sure. Why?
I do have your birthday noted, Shauna. So won't forget.
After, can I
Thank you, Marilyn.
for hot cocoa? Mom, can you make me some hot cocoa after?
Aliens have drinking bro. Man, I'm over.
No, that's it. Like there's like 5.
I'm glad this is a talk today. I feel a little better than yesterday. Good, Jeffrey. And it's Friday, so we don't have to work tomorrow, so we can stick around a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Deepanashu Sharma from India. What?
Oh, love from India.
Boop, boop.
Right back at you, man.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Captain Anonymous just showed up. I'll go.
Yeah, he just barely came out.
Oh,
the
he's
door.
he's back
he's
from
here?
work.
Yeah, he
Oh.
just barely knocked the
Oh,
door.
Grab him a
maybe
glass of water or
maybe
something.
he's on break. I just spilled my
I
hot
guess
chocolate.
Captain
all
Honors
over.
just showed up.
Oh, he just barely got here.
Hey, well, what? So tell us what's going on there in India. Are there alcoholics just like us alcoholics here? Millie. Wait, what? 2 years to sponsor? No, I think the rule of thumb for the sponsor is 1 year sober
Aaron.
and 12 and have worked the 12 steps. The AA clubhouse. I want to go to the AA clubhouse.
Tomorrow, Aaron. I see it now. 4:10. I need to go through and organize these
Where's
in
my
order.
birthday video? I'm kidding, kind of.
Tomorrow.
When is it?
Today.
Son of a. That's her
That's
job.
that's my. I need to put these in order. They're scatterbrained all over.
I'm
That's
sorry.
my bad, Aaron. We will get you one. You can keep looking forward to it. One day of suspense.
I didn't lose recovery. I just gave my time away, aka lost time. I'll get it back though. Faith, aka God, higher power, aka the universe, society, freedom, and goodwill. Amen, brother. We're just one day at a time in it, man. One day at a time, and that's all we can do. My worst day in sobriety is 10,000 times better than my best day in addiction. That is so true.
And Shauna.
Oh wow! Welcome, Captain Anonymous.
Look who's here.
Thank you.
Let me scoot over before he punches me out of the way.
I saw Link shirt. I like it.
He was representing.
Yeah, there's alcoholics too. They're all freaking out. Our government is thinking to extend the lockdown. Oh man.
Oh, geez.
The stress is real, man. We get you. We're having the stress here when they leave the liquor stores open. I've been reading news. We go through the news here on this channel, and the highest concern right now is 2 epidemics. In the U.S., we have the opioid epidemic going on, and now the drugs aren't coming in like they used to, so we don't know what's on the streets. The stress, relapse, overdoses, anxiety, and everybody's going through it, and then plus the coronavirus. You know what I mean? So we're right there with you. We feel your pain. Oh man, I feel bad. Aaron, I'm so sorry. I'll make sure to, maybe you'll get 2. So like I said, I use StreamYard. You can only upload 30 seconds. So if I did like a 1 minute video, I'd have to push play twice and you would see us for a second. I wish it would be smooth. So I'm looking at different software. I want to up my professional game, but on the flip side to that, StreamYard is so amazing for putting the comments up this easy and just flipping through things and having people on your show pop in and out. It's really cool. So I got to decide what shows I'm going to do and then what stream. I don't know. I'm still learning, y'all. I'm still learning. But we'll make you something special, I promise. Everybody holding up okay with sobriety. The girl that poured out the root. The other. She's in the comments, Bob. Her name is Holly. If you back up a little bit, you'll see. So James loves seeing Captain Anonymous.
Oh, did you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Anonymous?
Not today.
What?
Do you want to tell us about your adventures in other planets?
Oh, so the Martians. They invented the whiskey, I guess. And I took all that whiskey and threw it straight to the red circle in Jupiter.
Oh, there you go.
The boy, Captain.
So that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome.
Captain Anonymous is the best.
People just don't understand what to do and what not. I think it's the right time to call Avengers to get over this freaking epidemic. I agree, man. Yeah, it's time to be done with it. You got any snacks left, bud?
Any snacks?
In your backpack?
Let me check.
Yay. Working step 1 through 3 is done by faith, and so easy does it for me. Thoughts wrong, but my experience is true, so I identify with others that struggling with the disease of addiction. Yes, that is true. I got to rambling on and forgot to put on Cassie's
Oh, yeah.
little motivational quote for the day. So let's give it up for Cassie, y'all.
Hey, welcome back with today's motivational quote of the day here on Recovering Addicts. My great concern is not whether you fail, but whether you're content with your failure. Abraham Lincoln. Don't forget, keep spreading that love.
Ooh, that's a good one. Quoting old Honest Abe.
I love when you show up, Cassie.
Honest Abe.
I love Cassie.
She loves you.
Who's Linky? Linky's in the other room, Cassie. This is Captain Anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cassie.
Oh, hey, Captain Anonymous. What is your kryptonite?
My kryptonite? Alcohol. I get it right out of there.
So you have a chance to... Were you an alcoholic at one time?
No. I take alcohol away from people.
So what's your what could cause you to... What could kill you?
What can kill me?
Yeah.
What's your weakness?
What's your
A
weakness?
stake to the heart.
A stake through a heart. So you're like a vampire.
Yeah. But these rock hard abs will stop it.
Oh, so it's impossible.
It's impossible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a man over here.
If you could get through his rock hard abs with a stake, you could kill him, but good luck with that, he says.
I don't think you should use,
Man.
Wait.
I don't think you should use the term cracks me up, because crack is a drug.
Is that triggered? That's a trigger. All right.
Triggered.
Triggered.
No more using cracks me up, guys. Crack is a drug. And I can't, when I ask him to make me a pot of coffee, I can't say pot anymore either. He said, I just said it and he punched me.
Good thing you
that hurts
punch you
pretty
across the
hard.
room.
He punches pretty hard.
Aaron, oh man, he's strict. Yeah.
What does that say?
All right. Number 9, follow up and reinforcement. I must revise my relapse prevention plan at regular intervals as I go and change in recovery. We grow, we get older, we learn new things, so we must revamp, revise, and we have to always continually look to improve. So follow up and reinforcement. Addiction does not go away. It's a lifelong chronic disease. Recovery from addiction is a way of life. Since relapse prevention planning is part of recovery, it must also become a way of life. Relapse prevention planning must be integrated into your entire life and every aspect of your recovery. Your relapse prevention plan must be compatible with AA and other support groups you are using to maintain an ongoing sobriety. It should also be compatible with your treatment program and that of your family. People new to the program, love and prayers. Keep fighting the good fight. Amen.
Amen.
Hey to the men. Captain Anonymous uses a skill to stop substance abuse by helping others remain sober.
I actually come from a town called Sober City.
So you're from what?
Sober City?
Sober City.
And then
I'd like to go there.
Here, people are buying alcohol on higher rates than any other price, which is illegal. Wow. Lockdown is for our own good, but it is triggering some illegal events here. So us here too. I read an article in one of the states around here that people are hoarding opiates and hoarding heroin, and that, it's causing quite the disruption out there. Raina, welcome.
Hi, Raina.
Thanks, Cassie. So I used all 3 last night. Thanks for saying that, Captain Anonymous. Sounds like you need to fly out there and kick Jeff in the butt. You better tell him to watch out. Her bad, Captain Anonymous. All right, so relapse prevention must be practiced until it becomes a habit. Do you hear that? Relapse prevention must be practiced until it becomes a habit. And then once it becomes a habit, you re-look over your plan and you improve it. And then you practice that till it becomes a habit, until you grow and grow and keep getting stronger and stronger until the day we die, because this does not go away. We become better people for it. We become better, stronger people. One of the people in my Zoom meeting was talking about staying sober through this crisis. And he's all, imagine when this is over and we used our tools and leaned on our tools And we stayed over through the coronavirus. You know what I mean? This whole world-changing historical event that we're going through with the world on lockdown. We come out on the other side sober and not have relapsed because of it. Throw something else at us, you know? And like I said, we can take these tools to the normies out there who don't understand addiction recovery and being able to battle off the mind and the addict thinking, because the addict thinking isn't just returning to drugs and alcohol. The addict thinking is what makes you make bad decisions and wrong decisions and how to battle that. So teach them how to do it. And then when we come out on the other side of this, wow, Captain Anonymous will be proud.
The only relapse I've been seeing lately is people run another lap.
They just keep relapsing.
That's good.
Like-
the only lapsing you should be doing is the other guy that's going slow.
Murd's already in Sober City.
I want to go to Sober City. Oh, wait, I'm already there. Practice. Yes, that's awesome.
It's a good town.
Are there a lot of sober people?
Oh, amen, Bob. Me too. It is slavery. The chains of addiction. Jeff said, yeah, go kick him in his butt. I need an autographed bottle smashing hammer from Captain Anonymous straight from Sober City. Oh, good idea. We'll have to get you one of those. Happy Easter, you guys. Yeah, it's Good Friday. Good Friday, Black Friday, Bad Friday, Good Friday. This is the day the Lord was crucified. And that's what we remember as Christians on this day. Joaquin Phoenix had a recent interview with GQ magazine talking about his sobriety and how it's helped him tremendously through A, which is brilliant. Oh,
That's cool.
that's a good one. Maybe James will make a video on that guy. I like it. Kelly Lopez.
Well, hello, Kelly.
Kelly, if you want to talk to Linky, he's back there. This is Captain Anonymous.
Yeah.
Linky's doing something back there. We don't know where he's at.
Probably playing Gamebees or
Yeah.
something.
Probably.
He's probably talking to Caden because that's all they do all day.
Yeah.
Is stare at each other,
That's me.
watch each other eat cereal.
Yeah, that's Billy.
Oh, yeah. That's Billy.
Relapse prevention must be practiced until it becomes habit. We are all enslaved by our habits. The only freedom we can find is to choose carefully the habits to which we allow ourselves to become enslaved. For the recovering person, it is especially true that there is freedom in structure. It is only in the habit of structure of daily sobriety program that you can find freedom from enslavement to addiction. You must be willing to revise and update your relapse prevention plan. Excuse me. Plans at irregular intervals. I'll just start over on that one. You must be willing to revise and update your relapse prevention plans at regular intervals and be willing to recognize new problems that jeopardize your sobriety. Relapse prevention planning is a process that should become an integral part of your recovery. The outcome for you will be freedom to enjoy a comfortable sobriety and the assurance that you have an understanding of relapse, can identify your own warning signs, and have an actual plan to interrupt those warning signs should they develop. Do you have a plan to interrupt those warning signs? And guess what, guys? We made it through chapter 7. We are on to chapter 8. And chapter 8 is going to be a good one. Listen to the title. Family involvement in the relapse syndrome. Wow, that's going to be a good one. And then we only got that much left to go. And that's it. And we're on to our next book.
Aguda.
We'll get there. It usually takes repeating something 9 times for it to become memory or some seems natural.
Oh, good to know.
That's good. Yeah, that's true. I also wanted to start something. I'm going to start it probably this week, maybe even tomorrow. But I want to learn a new word in English, obviously. A new word that I don't know, a big word, whatever. And I heard that if throughout the day you use it 10 times, just like you're saying, it becomes memory. Kelly said her bad, Captain Anonymous. Thanks, guys, for y'all supporting the 12-step community. I appreciate everyone here. Yes. Yes. I'm glad you came back, Jeff. That's the right thing to do. You're on your way. The full form of COVID-19, Chinese-oriented virus in December 2019. We had this best meme here in India.
I love the memes. I love those memes.
Hey,
and I love the
if you're on
Tiger King
Facebook
memes.
and you're on the Recovery Addict page, like that one. And then
He is on
if I
Facebook.
say your name wrong, I'm just going to say your last name because like I said, easier Sharma. join our private Facebook group where you can actually post those memes if you want to,
This
and
is
recover with us.
Deep Panshu. Deep Panshu.
Well, put it in the YouTube link.
Jeff
too.
says hi, Kelly. We see it. Yeah, the family will see it coming before we do, for sure. The 13-year-old is cooking. He turned the cooking oil up to nuclear meltdown. The house reeks.
Chernobyl, we just
Chernobyl.
watched that. You got some radiation poisoning in your house.
Bob's, enjoy your last days, Bob. Nice. We watched Chernobyl. You're not.
Yeah, you're screwed.
You're screwed,
Fire
bud.
department.
That Chernobyl. That was, if you guys haven't seen that documentary, oh wow,
That was really good.
that is unbelievable what happened there, and the secrets behind it, and all that crazy stuff.
Millie fried a thermometer in the microwave the other day because she was trying to fake a temperature. Glad our microwave didn't explode.
Your turn to talk.
Oh, it's my turn. Oh, put me on the spot now. I'm all trying to do it with mine.
What?
With my,
Oh, you're
I was trying to
that?
control that
I do
with
that
my
all the
Dell.
time.
My Dell.
I'll use my mouse and then I'll start typing on that, trying to type here.
There's too many keyboards going on.
Yeah.
Hi, Jessica Roberts. I'm glad you could join us.
Where is she? What? Jessica, welcome to the show. This is a show for recovering addicts and alcoholics and anybody else that wants to watch. And we're glad you are part of it. We go through relapse prevention. We go through news. We go through success stories. We go through failure stories.
And I
We're
talk
all
about
here to
how
recover.
Millie tried to explode our house, and Bob's house is in nuclear meltdown
That
mode.
Bob, the guys that fought the fire, their clothes are still in the basement of Chernobyl, and they're so radioactive they can't remove them. They just left them there. They actually built a huge box that's supposed to last 100 years around that site to keep the radiation in.
Yeah, I guess it's working because you can go there now and take tours with your little radiation detector.
No thanks.
And then they have it's like a metal detector, but a radiation thing that you walk through when you leave and go. I kind of want to go there.
Later, brother. Sleep good tonight.
Bye, Mr. James.
Thank you. Love
Wait.
you too, Jess.
We love you too, Jess.
Tell your hubby hi.
Hi, Brian.
Look at that. That's cool.
Oh, yeah, Cassie's rich.
All right. So where are we at? 9 o'clock? How's everybody doing tonight? Any questions? Any questions? Yeah, it's a huge tragedy. I couldn't believe it. That blew my mind. I think I have the same vape you have, dude.
Cloud him
Mine's the
out.
drag. I don't know if you can see that. If I go close, it'll just be blurry. My good old trusty. And then it's green right here, so you see right through it. Look. All right, where'd Captain America go?
Anonymous.
Oh, anonymous.
Oh my
Sorry,
gosh,
Captain.
you're about to get punched out. Any words of wisdom you got there, Anonymous? Or
We appreciate your comments too, Alicia.
Not today.
no jokes? Or oh, that's Linky. Sorry, wrong person.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys too. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like. And if you're on the Recovery and Addicts page, make sure you like and follow that one. And if you want to, jump over to our private group. That's where we get the intimate talks and keep each other sober.
I think I put the link, but I will put it again.
I look for the easy stuff, man. There's some guys at work that have the vapes, and they are just like vape nerds. They know everything about it. They're always tinkering with it like it's a RC car kind of like thing. Captain Anonymous was ready to get to take that boy. You better not take it. This is my last addiction. I'll give this up soon.
He'll give it up when Link smashes it with his
I'll give it up someday,
autographed
but not today.
hammer that he's going to give to Jeff. Yes, tomorrow LT's sponsor is speaking. His name is Dale. Super awesome dude. I'm really excited to hear him talk and hear what he has to say.
I don't think I've met Dale yet.
You haven't met Dale?
I haven't.
Oh, I've met him a few times. Seems like super rad dude. Definitely the kind of sponsor that LT needs. LT needs people in his life that he looks up to and respects, and that's people he listens to. So Dell's like a super, super good catch. So that is going to be an exciting show. So I hope you guys all come back. And because my bad, I missed Aaron's birthday today, we will have a special announcement for Aaron tomorrow as well. So please do come back and watch. It's going to be
Spectacular.
yes, spectacular. Captain Anonymous.
Captain Anonymous.
I didn't say it powerful enough.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Sharma says, yeah, way cool. Sharma says, how to recover a broken heart. I think it's harder than any other addiction, I guess.
Yeah.
I had lots of broken heart during LT's addiction, and we're recovering together as a family.
Recovering a heart is something I think that happens over time.
Yeah.
I have a few words of wisdom that Link told me.
What?
Trust is like crumbling up a fresh new piece of paper. It'll never be flat the same way ever again.
That's true. So once you break somebody's trust, you can never get the wrinkle out. It'll always be there. And then what did our counselor say? How easy it is to crumple back up?
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's easier.
Agreed. I agree with that. Big time. Oh, I'm glad you're on here, Sharma. That's really nice to see you. It's funny how addiction is no different on what part of the globe you're at. It affects everybody the same. That's one of the things I like when old timers come to meetings and they give a coin to a new guy. You know, when a new guy reaches 6 months or a year, and he goes that he loves to hear the newcomer speak, even though he's had 30 years of sobriety, because nothing's changed from when he was running the streets being just like that 30 years ago. And then to hear somebody say the exact same story, pretty much different time, different place, maybe a little bit of different details, but the addiction is exactly the stinking same. Good night. Shauna, hugs and kisses to you too.
Good night, Shauna.
I don't know what SL means. I don't know.
What does that mean, Shauna? XOSL. I'm going to say hugs, kisses, sleep.
Maybe. Just for today. The title for April 10th, 2020 is Too Busy. We must use what we learn or we will lose it, no matter how long we have been clean. Ooh, you have to use what you learn no matter what. No matter how long you've been clean, you have to use what you learn. These men and women that give themselves as sponsors. That is grace in action. There is no mandate, no financial incentive. It isn't earned. We don't deserve it. And some of us were hard to love. Yeah.
I just noticed something about
That's
the
so
background.
true, man.
Dad, I just noticed something about the background you chose.
What?
There's a red light
Yeah.
for stop the drugs.
That red light means stop it.
Stop it right now. Just stop.
I'm the first one to notice that.
Yes, he was.
It's a reminder for people that it's multiple years of recovery. Yeah, it's lifelong from what I've been learning. Yeah, we're all humans no matter where we came from and where we are right now. This virus has taught us that humanity is above all so far. Yeah, couldn't agree. Man, I'm glad you're here. You're throwing some good stuff in these comments. It's true. I liked it so it's been about 2-3 weeks now, but so as this virus was coming and people were getting really scared, I was still at work. They have us teleworking now. But I was sitting there at my job. I'm at my computer, and all of a sudden, the whole place just starts doing the wave, man. This big earthquake, 5.7 earthquake, we came through, and that had the virus vibe already going on, the fear inoculum that was already happening.
Tool reference
Yes,
for all you Tool fans.
Fear inoculum, great album. But then that earthquake happened, and man, it intensified that end of the world vibe. Just like, whoa, it is the end of the world. And everybody got evacuated. We're all standing in the street. You got way high up people in management. And then you got the guy that was just hired yesterday. And it took all of us and just brought us to a level of just straight humanity, survive. What else? Nothing mattered but that. And the powerlessness I felt in this world. I enjoyed it, even though it did cause just a bit of a trigger. I was like, let's hit the liquor store and party. I don't know why that happened. Well, that's just me. Things go crazy. I love crazy.
And your theme music was "It's the End of the World as We Know It."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was crazy. Where were you guys at, Jessica, when that happened? What did you guys experience? I was sitting at my desk, and it literally started waving, and I have a guy that sits in front of me, and he turns around, and we looked at each other like, is this really happening? Then I look up, and the roof and all the pieces and parts that are up there started doing like this. The aircraft that sits in front of me started going like this, and oh, man, it was crazy.
There's a shirt now. It's called the Utah Corona Quake 2020.
Yes. Look at Bill.
I want it.
Found another soulmate.
Oh my gosh. There's like 4 of you now.
Hey, Angela. You have a good night.
Good night,
And
Angela.
we'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to tune in. My sponsor will be here to.
Yes, same
Give us a
time.
good talk.
Same time tomorrow. Yeah, don't miss tomorrow.
We come on here every night, 8:00. This is our 26th show in a row, and we don't plan on quitting for another 365 for sure. I'm glad you read that. I'm doing what I can to live to that right now. My life, I'm living into the new way of living. I can't think my way into a new way of living. No. So true, brother. You were asleep and you shot out of bed. And nice.
She wants the Utah shirt.
What
The Utah
Survive.
Corona Quake 2020.
Contagious. Oh yeah, that would be cool.
I like to call the
There's a lot of
coronavirus.
similarities in that movie. Isn't that the one that you like?
No, I like Outbreak. Best outbreak movie of all time about viruses. We should watch Contagious though.
Yeah, let's watch that tonight. It's Friday.
What should we watch?
It's Friday. You ain't got no job, and we ain't got nothing to do.
And no school. We got nothing to do.
It's the end of the world.
Contagion. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. Contagion, because I see that all the time on.
Is that the one that you watched? No, you like Outbreak.
Outbreak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Contagion.
I learned everything I need to know about viruses from Outbreak.
How you doing, Captain Anonymous?
I'm good. You know what I like to call the coronavirus?
What?
The corona chaos.
Corona chaos.
I like to call it the Kung Flu.
Kung Flu. All right,
Everybody
so
was
I'm going to read this real quick.
Boom.
We must use what we learn, or we will lose it, no matter how long we've been clean. And then that's why you have to continue to learn too. And that's why I'm dedicated to going through books about it, because the more we learn, the more we have to practice, and the more tools we have to more put into use to face whatever situation brings tomorrow. Because we don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. So after putting some clean time together, some of us have a tendency to forget what our most important priority is. Once a week or less, we say, I've got to get to a meeting tonight. So we've been caught up in other things, important for sure, but no more so than our continued participation in Narcotics Anonymous. It happens gradually. We get jobs. We reunite with our families. We're raising our children. The dog is sick. Or we're going to school at night. The house needs to be cleaned. The lawn needs to be mowed. We have to work late. We're tired. There's a good show in the theater tonight. And all of a sudden, we notice that we haven't called a sponsor, been to a meeting, spoken to a newcomer, or even talked to God in quite a while. What do we do at this point? Well, we either renew our commitment to our recovery, or we continue being too busy to recover until something happens and our lives become unmanageable. Quite a choice. Our best bet is to put more of our energy into maintaining the foundations of recovery on which our lives are built. The foundation makes everything else possible, and it will surely crumble if we get too busy with everything else. So just for today, I can't afford to be lazy to recovery. I will do something today that sustains my recovery. Reach out to God, pray to God, and continue to press. Reach out to a newcomer. We're all doing it right now with our consciousness here in recovery, talking about it, thinking about it, and tomorrow putting it into practice. So,
Yes. Good night, Alicia and Marilyn and Aaron
Me
and
too.
Bill.
all right, you guys, let's say the serenity prayer. God,
God,
Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Now remember,
Amen,
y'all,
amen.
We
Yeah, that's true.
stay strong.
Stay strong.
Work your program.
Work your program. Keep coming back. And remember,
We recover better
together.
together.
See ya.